Hello, everyone, and Katribu. I am Dina Ventura, and I
And I'm
am,
Francine Marquez, and
and welcome
welcome
to
to PairFect.
PairFect.
Hi, Dina.
Hi!
It's our
Iba ang
first
show
work
natin
from home.
today.
Yeah, it's our first work from home edition. Ang
Yes,
saya-saya. So I think I'm catching up on some of my online shopping.
I envy you, huh?
Haha, why not? Catch up time lang naman ito. While we're still doing our work, right?
But this is really the way the world is now, no? We have to
Yeah.
communicate with each other through Zoom, and then we shop online. Mga ganyan.
Oo, which brings us to our special guest today.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody siguro na pwede natin maging BFF. Kasi, well, actually, to introduce her, I would say that her life took a lot of beautiful twists and turns. Ang dami niyang napasukan, but she always had that dogged determination to pursue her dreams. Like,
Mm.
she started as a clothing technology graduate in UP, then she entered showbiz, then
Wow.
she did some production, I think, and then she took up her masteral course, among other things. But right now, I think her main hustle is to be the co-founder and managing director of a full production live streaming company that's
Wow.
involved in e-commerce. It's called Shoppertainment Live Incorporated. I've actually seen the network that she's into. Napaka-interesting, napakasaya. Gusto mo
Mm.
talagang, and always quality. So, dun ako
Wow.
medyo nagiging junkie ngayon. So,
Ala.
without further ado, let's welcome Yasmin Neri-Soyao.
Welcome
Hello.
to PairFect. Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you kasi marami kami natatanungin. Trends and tips and both about retail and life and love.
Wow.
Oh,
Twists and turns of life.
yeah, twists and turns pero palaging may slaying the moment, ha? Yun ang
Okay.
napansin ko eh. Pero our first question, how has 2021 been so far for you? Huwag na natin itanong si 2020.
Mamaya na.
For 21, definitely in terms of work, well, the demand really increased, especially for live streaming. We've been
Mm.
the arm for below the line advertising as well for all of those sampling and demos. So definitely, it's been such a great solution for a lot of businesses out there. For me personally, 2021, it's all about being intentional. It's all about knowing where I should be at a certain time, balancing also my responsibilities as a business leader and as a wife to my husband. Also, being intentional with my thoughts. Sometimes when you see the news, especially what's happening lately, di ba parang parati kang napapaisip and medyo nawawala ka ng
Mm.
pag medyo bad news siya. But definitely it's all about being positive and being intentional and saying that there's hope and there are ways on how we can turn these things into something better.
Wow. Francine, did you hear her terminologies?
Yes, I
Parang
love
a
it.
woman of our own. A
Yeah.
heart.
With firm resolve, alam niya
Mm.
kung ano gusto niyang gawin, di
Oh.
ba? At doing it
Yeah.
with, yeah, with determination.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
But so far, your
uh,
company, how busy have you been? I guess you have a lot of local and multinational brands right now, right? How big
Yes,
has it gone? Oo.
we actually have around 50 plus live streams for this month. It's
Wow.
basically because of the big campaigns of our e-commerce platforms that we're trying to promote our brands as well. So I think one of the e-commerce platforms has a birthday sale. So that's the bulk of our productions right now in
oh,
preparation for that.
oh, so
Mm-mm.
so your company does the live streaming needs for these sites. Okay. Sige, tell us
Yeah.
more about it naman, Yas. Tell us your story. You started out kasi as a talent for ABS-CBN for O Shopping. What made you want to put up your own live streaming company?
I think when you're on cam, people just see you as a person who's dolled up and all the glamour.
Mm-hmm.
But being an on cam also is that you see through the lens, and there's a whole new different world within that production that also amazed me. So there are the people setting up the visual merchandise. There are people who are pulling and getting the products and parang sifting it out so that we can have better selections for our audience during that time. Of course, the director was there. So I could see the whole process of the commerce side,
Mm-hmm.
the logistics side, even of deliveries of these products to the homes, and also, of course, the production process. So those things were really interesting for me. And I said, nah, I wanna do something more other than just saying my spiels and being in front. I want to understand what's behind it and see the industry behind it as well. So actually it propelled me to become a producer and also take my MBA to really understand how the media business works, not just how to create your content, but how do you actually make it sustainable.
Mm. So you put up Shoppertainment in what year?
It's actually 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time when the two big e-commerce platforms put up their live stream shopping tools. So live stream shopping in Asia is actually really big. It started in 2015 and it became really big in China in 2016. It's been one of the biggest e-commerce e-commerce converter. When you have your KOL or your influencer talking about the product, selling it real time with an add to cart feature. Basically, that's a shoppertainment. And then when we saw that opportunity here in the Philippines, my business partners said that I think we should pioneer this here in the Philippines. We see that this is a trend that will happen, and we can start building it because the two big platforms already have the tools. So we focused our resources and efforts to really build it once it when they first introduced live stream shopping here in the Philippines.
Galing. You saw an opportunity and did something about it.
Oo. And I can
Yes.
imagine kasi maybe there were a lot of birthing pains just setting it up, no? In the midst of international giants. But then you survived the year 2019 and then the pandemic happened in 2020, barely a year after you launched it. What was running in your head as a CEO of your full production live streaming company? Did you ever think, did you even stop your operations? What was that moment like for you?
It was really more of how do we make this work? I don't want to stop.
Mm,
That was the drive. We've started well. The people are also essential here in this production that we're doing. I don't want to let go anyone here. So let's make this work. We need sales. What are some products and services that we can do? So
mm,
we pivoted right away. We saw an opportunity to create online productions, even if we're not physically with each other, and we have our own devices and equipment inside our homes. So even if my producer is in Bataan, the other director is in Laguna, it's fine. We were able to put something together, and it actually worked and became an efficient and fast solution for our brands also. So we actually got 200 live streams in 3 months because of that.
Wow.
So it was very a lot of learning and mahirap. We wore a lot of hats. I also did the production work alongside with the production team,
mm.
plus the accounts. So definitely very challenging, but we had to make it work. We wanted to fight.
Fight lang, di ba?
Yeah, it fight lang.
Pero your advantage also is that you were doing uh, e-commerce 2019 pa lang, while others had to just start from scratch. What did you have to
Well,
do to stay
um,
ahead?
Yes. So live stream has been there for quite some time, right? In our social media platforms.
Mm.
But what we're very particular with is understanding the role of this live stream in the e-commerce marketing of the stores. So my partner uh, is actually one of the leaders in the e-commerce industry here in the Philippines, and he told me about the different measurements and the learnings behind it. And then we just pieced things together on how you can help. How can we use this live stream tool to amplify the stores, the traffic? How can we help them convert better? So it was really that integration of the back end and also the live stream as a tool that was really helpful.
Mm.
Pero all throughout, you were not dealing directly with your production team, no? Because there were a lot of health protocols that needed to be followed. I mean, in terms of production work.
At first, during the ECQ, so it was all communicated online. But when some policies eased up, we consulted our legal and saw the opportunity that media can actually work during this certain setup, maybe just a skeletal crew first, and then eventually when certain policies eased more, we were able to have the full crew already, but with a lot of permits and safety protocols as well.
So right now, are you back in your studios?
Yes, we are in our studios, but of course, because of the policies, medyo yung other half of the team is work from home, and then we just have our skeletal crew here in our studios.
I wanted to ask you also, yes, how was your stint, your hands-on stint being in showbiz production work? How has it helped you to where you are right now? But before you answer that, let's pause for a break.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
And we're back.
Yes.
Francine,
And-
you were asking our special guest today, Yas.
Yes, I
About
was
her
asking because I know you took up your MBA after, but before that, you were from the School of Hard Knocks, di ba? So how has that helped you, navigate or become agile in terms of what happened because of the pandemic?
I think having that determination to make things happen was really the fuel to it. Um, I really wanted to create an impact in the media industry. Whatever the task was given to me, I would do it. That's why even though I wasn't on cam or I was on cam, doing my production work, even I did the whole shoot, write, edit internship because I really wanted to understand media and understand how production works. That's why, yeah, I'm willing to do all the hard things just to create something different for this industry.
I guess that's the mark of a true leader, no? Yung really walking the walk, talking the talk. As in
Pero,
doing it.
oo, pero why? Yes, I mean, what was it about your experiences in the past that led to this kind of attitude towards work?
I think the tipping point was when I failed as a manager as well. So I was given an opportunity to create a certain brand in a certain network, and I had this vision of this platform or this certain brand. But in the end, apart from my inexperience of creating something big like that, it was also because I listened to so many people who were giving me feedback on some things, and I tried to tweak it and tweak it and tweak it until the vision that I originally had wasn't really what it was.
Oh.
And I felt like why did I do this in the first place? Why did I have to go through all of these things if in the end it's not what I really wanted to do? So I had to step back and said, what do I really want to do? I want to put up something that is parang a product of this certain vision that I have and the certain expertise of shopping and the production. So I conceptualized it and approached some people who I think would be a good partner for this and who would also have the same vision. And with that, we were able to create something out of it. Parang my belief is if you're able to create something that exists, then you can always create something that will exist and parang always tweak it to be better and tweak it according to what you've learned from the previous failures that you have.
So you've always believed in positive lessons after failures and disappointments.
Yes, but it's always hard to be humble and accept it because sometimes there would be this some thoughts would say, dahil sa kanya, kaya nangyari to, or di, dahil ganito yung sitwasyon. Parang you tend to put blame on some things and some other people. But at the end of the day, it was also your decision to be part of it. So owning that contribution that happened because of owning that certain action or decision that you made to fail on something gives you more understanding, a grounded understanding of who you are and how can you tweak it to be better so that you can achieve something that's better from what you previously created. So it's humbling to be to accept those things and own it up.
Wow, I find that so admirable kasi I think you're really young compared to us, di ba, Francine? So, parang having come up with all these lessons at your age, it's like something that we can all learn from.
Pero yes, ang dami na kasi rin ngayong mga e-commerce networks. But how do you try to get ahead? What's the brand promise of Shoppertainment right now? Kasi nakita ko iba rin pa in production value talaga matters, no? Yes.
Hello?
Nakita ko
There,
kasi, yeah. I was going to ask you kasi sa dami in a sea of all this kasi one of the biggest things that happened in the pandemic is e-shopping, 'di ba? E-commerce. Pero what do you think is the edge of Shoppertainment in terms of its brand promise? Nakita ko rin kasi that production matters a lot.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, oo.
So, di ba yung mga live selling and live shopping on our social media pages, maybe some people don't really find the quality that they're looking for in those content pieces. But our background in terms of home shopping is something that we placed in that certain tool so that people can really get educated about what the product is, how can this fit your lifestyle, and of course, enjoy the program as well as they watch and shop. So that experience is very important for us. That's why we created it this way.
I know, hindi na kasi pwede yung a lot of people think kasi pwede social media, I just sell my stuff. But what if you want to level up your business, no? I think it's
Yes.
about time they call you.
Ito nga
Because
yung ano.
there are a lot of brands with
Oh.
great stories. So I think creating content is all about telling those stories. Whatever type of content, it should also be coherent to that story. So you need more detail. You need more visuals that are fit to your brand that would really help in telling the bigger story of your brand. So that's what we do. We also anchor it to the brand message and the marketing campaigns of our brands and translate it into live stream selling.
I know it takes a village to create a good campaign, no? So which brings me to my question. You work with your husband also, Pat Sayao. What is it like to work with your husband? Are there, I'm sure it's good to work with somebody you with
You know,
somebody
and who knows you.
yeah, who you know and who knows you, 'di ba? So are there advantage? May nasasabi kasi na, it's advantage kasi araw-araw kayo nagkikita, ganyan, tsaka kilala nyo na yung isa't isa. What can you say about that?
He actually gives me space for this business, and he also relies on me to create the major decisions. But if I would be needing some support and also some opinions from him, because his background is also really different and also valuable. So I take into consideration as well, and understand how he looks at things with his perspective as well, and put that into consideration when we do our decision making here in Shoppertainment. So he gives me space, and I also let him share with me his thoughts. So bigayan lang talaga.
How did you meet, Yas?
Yeah, so we met through our MBA.
Mm.
We both took an MBA in Ateneo, and we had the same circle. We didn't really dated when we were in Ateneo. After we graduated, that's when we got to know each other more.
Okay. So
Would you
same,
say that you have different management styles?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's very commanding, and he's very self-assured, and he knows a lot in terms of finance and HR. He's also an HR head kasi, and he's a headhunter. So HR is his forte. So definitely, since that's his expertise, I always ask for advice regarding those aspects of the business. I think I'm more of I want to listen to everything first, and then from there, which one is the most sound decision that we can make for this, and then we'll execute it.
Mm.
So, magkaiba nga. Yung
Oh.
isa decisive, yung isa naman empathic. Women are, I think.
It's a good balance, I think.
Alright, yeah, ganda ng synergy.
Yeah, there are some situations wherein you need a leader who's like very commanding, and there are some situations wherein what's needed is to become empathic.
So yes, your setup now is that you handle Shoppertainment on your own, right? And then your
Yes.
husband has another business,
Yes, correct.
and then you collaborate on business decisions most
Yes.
times. So,
Yes.
okay.
So my husband is also a board of director here in Shoppertainment, alongside with 5 more partners. So our partners, we all have different businesses as well, but they leave it up to me for the operations, the daily operations. So our industries are mainly e-commerce, influencer, and PR marketing. We also have visual merchandising and sourcing.
So when you put up Shoppertainment in 2019, everything was clear to you about the direction the company was going to take, or you were learning along the way also, and COVID-19 sort of changed or developed it even more?
Actually, it was really to be online and share how we can sell the online merchandise better. It
Mm.
was really how we designed Shoppertainment to be. And then what the 2020 did was just to accelerate the behavior for that.
Mm.
So people before, they didn't really watch a lot of live streams and did shopping with on the live stream, but now we've seen an increase in the behavior, and we've also seen the data that watch time also increased.
Mm. Mm.
So in a way, it just accelerated what we wanted to happen for Shoppertainment.
Okay.
Yes, I guess it was just paving the way for digital transformation, di ba? Na
Yes.
fast track lang nitong si COVID eh. So yes, we sort of trolled your Instagram and we came up with
Sure.
some photos. Baka you can tell us a little bit of story about these pictures. So
Sure.
our first photo, yun no?
Ah, yes, this one. So this was during the ECQ. And as I mentioned, it was really a challenge for us to put all of the productions together, ganyan. So we were working remotely. So I was the one hosting here, selling the products. I even created a segment wherein I would clean the tiles using the products. It was just a crazy idea that we wanted to do for the demonstration. And during this time, actually, our director and producer was on standby. So meron akong laptop in front when they were watching. And I was also parang reading some of their comments and what I should do to adjust some things. So we were still collaborating despite na lahat na lang ng mga products and demonstration tools nasa akin.
Wow.
So siguro lahat
Quite
ng
a feat.
creativity that you can master, no? Nilabas mo na.
Yes. Pero masaya naman, na-enjoy namin yung time na yan.
Second photo. Ito.
This was during my birthday. So the team gave me a cake and surprised me with a cake. So with this, at this time naman, nag-expand na yung team. We got in some people from the events industry, which was also affected during the pandemic. Also from broadcast in a network. And then we also started having our support team, the finance and the HR. So we were growing during this time.
So production is really all about community rin, ano?
Yes.
Ang bilis,
Teamwork
ang
talaga
bilis
siya.
ang bilis din ng growth ng company mo, 'di ba, Yas? Parang you started out with how many people lang?
Yeah. We started with 3. And then during the ECQ, it was around 6. And then along the way, we increased. And by the end of 2020, we were 30.
Ang bilis niya.
Ganda, ang ganda ng development. Yeah.
It was just being consistent with the product and making it parang happen more in a month.
Next photo.
Wow.
Ito.
Yeah, of course, during my wedding with my husband, it was in Pinto Art Museum.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Are you into the arts or ano?
Yes, I love visual arts. I love content, of course.
Ganda mo dyan.
Thank you.
Pati ngayon. Second, next picture. Ito, complicated.
Yes, this one was with Professor Enrique Soriano and also my husband, Pat Soyao. So they were talking about real estate during that time. We had a webinar about an update on the status of real estate. So we did it inside our studio. And we had the same setup for our live stream shopping executions as well.
Mm-mm. Next photo. Ito.
This was my graduation for my MBA there from Ateneo.
How old were
Next.
you there?
I think I was 25, 26.
Mm.
So, tuloy-tuloy rin yung studies mo, no?
Yes.
Hindi
Hindi
tayo
tumigil.
Yeah.
Pero ngayon, ano muna, trabaho. Next time na ulit.
Yes, do
Isa
you
pang-
have siblings? Are they
Yes.
also entrepreneurs like you or nasa showbiz ba sila or ano?
My older sister is actually a teacher. She's now in Denmark with her family. And then my younger sister, she's hosting. I think she recently got a gig in one of the networks as well.
Okay. So,
But I'm the only one in business. My parents are both medical doctors.
oh,
But just like yeah, they're very they came from simple families as well, from the provinces, and made their way to become physicians.
Oh,
So it was they both have an inspiring story as well.
wow. So three girls kayo and you're the middle one.
Yes, correct. Three
Okay.
girls.
so our
Alright.
next photo.
Ah,
Ayun.
cute.
This is our dog. So he's our pet fluent sales. Sometimes he would sell dog food for one of our brands here. So he would just eat the dog food during one of our live streams.
What a
What's his
job.
name? Anong name niya?
His name is Yakuchi.
What's the name? Yakuchi.
Yakuchi, yes.
Yakuchi, ang cute.
Muntik na maging
It was
yakuza.
a made-up name by my sister.
What kind of a dog is he?
Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu. Parang newly trimmed.
Summer cut.
Next photo. Uy, artista.
This was with Billy Crawford for one of our projects here for a tech brand. So we launched a mobile brand here at the office, well, in the studios, and then he was there live. It was a countdown actually. Hanggang ano yan, hanggang 12 midnight. Yeah.
But you've worked with a lot of celebrities also, no? I saw Sarah G.
Yes, we worked with her for a brand also for cooking. So we also do cooking shows live.
And then a lot of other celebrities, I think, no? And
Yes,
influencers. Yeah.
yes. Actually, during the lockdown, since a lot of our talents also are influencers or celebrities, couldn't really go to the studios. That's when we started improving more on the online productions that we had.
Ang interesting ng life mo, yes.
Iba eh.
Oh.
Thank you.
So our next photo. Ayun.
Yes, of course, my husband. This was in the studios. So we just wanted the photo together.
Yeah. Parang yung caption mo dyan, parang at the end of the day, it's you end up together siguro to bond and talk about how the day went. Parang ganun ba yung caption?
Yeah, I think it was always side by side always.
Yeah. Oo.
Because when we got married, he told me about his belief about women. He said, "I don't believe in the saying that for every man, for behind every man is a woman. I don't believe in that." Sabi niya. What I believe is beside a man is a woman.
Wow.
That's how we should think.
Oh, I'd like to
So-
meet your husband.
Wow. So that's our last photograph. Ay, ito pala. Meron pa palang isa.
Yeah, so some of my friends, when they saw that Shoppertainment got featured in this big publication, they sent over this cake just to say na congratulations. So it was so sweet of them. This was my startup community. So we also have a community of startup entrepreneurs. So we help each other and promote each other with their businesses also. It's good to have people who are in the same, who are experiencing the same things as you.
Yeah. Yun ang napansin natin, di ba, Francine, yung growth ng communities
Yeah.
sa mga industries, specific industries, helping each other during this time.
I mean, there's competition in terms of the quality of service, but at the same time, there's also that helping each other, no?
Yeah.
No one's left behind. Yung mga industry workers, yun ang maganda na nangyari din eh.
Sana
And it's
ganun
good to
palagi.
have emotional support also, especially during this time.
Yes.
Okay.
So, those are the pictures, Dina.
Ganda. I got a more sense of who Yasmin is as a person,
Oo.
as a businesswoman, and as a wife.
At saka, bagay na bagay sa ating special edition ng PairFect, Fearless Women who make a difference,
yes.
diba? Not afraid to make a difference in this world, no matter what struggles we're all going through.
Yes, so thank you, Yas, for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Before we end the show, we'd like to ask you if you could share your message to our viewers this afternoon.
Siguro, what I want to share is that you should always be brave enough to dream bigger, dream about something that's bigger than yourself, and doing one step to make your dream happen and let people know about it is always good. When you speak up more and you share this big dream that you have, you will find and attract people who would also support you. They will follow and support you. So don't be afraid to speak up and share this dream. Just make sure that this dream is bigger than yourself. And also be forgiving with yourself if you can't do everything all at once. I really believe in seasons. There are some seasons that are really just made for you to grow. There are seasons that's made for you to get challenged, and you just have to go through all of these seasons. And when you look back, it will always make sense. So just take time to enjoy each season that you have in your life.
Wow, those are beautiful thoughts, no, Francine?
Yes.
I
That
really
really
like.
resonate with the times. Oo. And
So,
wala na akong masabi. Parang I
na-stun
want to
kami into
continue listening.
silence.
I want to continue listening to Yas
Oo nga
talk
eh.
about life.
Actually, we really enjoyed talking with you, Yas. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Dina and Francine, for the opportunity.
We hope to
Definitely, it's always a joy to share these things as well. Hopefully, some people, if you get inspired or you have some questions as well, feel free to just connect with me. I'm very open to that as well.
Thank you very much.
And this has been another edition of PairFect. This has been Dina Ventura.
And this has been Francine Marquez.
and
Thank you
this-
very much and see you next week.